Okay, so I've been having fun making these videos, and what I'm doing is, let me just say how I decided what I'm going to make. Okay, I look in the refrigerator. If there's something that looks like I better use that before it starts to spoil, then that largely drives what I'm going to make. These mushrooms are certainly good, but they're starting to get a little discoloration. They would easily last another day or two, but I thought, well, tonight's the night. Also, the gorgonzola, this is sweet gorgonzola. Okay, let me step back from this a second and say, I'm putting together here a sauce that my sister-in-law from over in Tuscany taught me, so I wouldn't starve. It's very easy. All you do is cook your mushrooms in a little oil, and then melt in the gorgonzola, and put it on your pasta, and you're done. Well, of course, the pasta's going to be cooked. But super easy, so that was nice of her. But I've since met some friends from Umbria, so I've got to incorporate some other tips into this. I'm going to chop up a bunch of parsley leaves here. I've cut out all the stems just because I felt like being picky tonight. So it's not very many stems in here. Once the mushrooms and the parsley are a thing, that they're two tastes that appeal to a couple of Umbrian cooks here. And I think everybody that lives in Umbria is certainly native, can cook. I've only run into one person that can only make pizza. That's all she can do. So she says. I don't even believe her. In any case, yeah, no. The salad over here, I don't know. It's totally nice and fresh and everything and good. So I don't even think I want to make a salad with dinner tonight, but I might. We'll see. Okay, I'm not sure that last little segment took some redoing it here. I just put my mushrooms in with some sunflower oil. I'm kind of, the juice from the mushrooms that they release is going to get poured away. That's at the advice of some Umbrians here that I'm listening to, and they know how to cook. I'm just learning, so since the oils can get poured away anyway, I didn't want to pour away extra virgin olive oil because it's quite a bit more expensive, and it's not going. And it'll get used in the process here in a little bit. Once that water is poured away, these will get a little bit more cooking in the extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to throw in some garlic at that point. Okay, so these have been steaming a while and cooking down, and this is that first bit of water. You can see down there, and lots of steam here, but I'm going to just take the lid and siphon that off into the sink and then give these a second frying with garlic and olive oil. Okay, so they've had their first time to cook down, and they've given up most of their water, maybe not all of it, but just now's when I'm going to add the olive oil and get some garlic here to cook with this a little bit, and then we'll be ready to put in our cheese. Okay, in goes the garlic. A little bit more there. Okay, so just watch that garlic really closely here and not burn it. Starting to get that light, kind of a tannish hue to them. Okay, so next in goes the cheese. And this is sweet gorgonzola. Okay, I had to stop and get the cheese in because my garlic was getting just a little bit too brown. But basically, you just melt the cheese into the mushrooms and this sauce is done. That's it. So I guess it's a Tuscan sauce because my sister lives in Tuscany. I think she may have learned it in Rome. I don't know. It might be very common and I just wouldn't know it yet. But here the cheese melts really fast, and the cheese and the mushrooms, and then we're going to throw in the final ingredient, which is some fresh parsley. Oh, I've got to chop that up yet. Okay, so while I'm chopping my parsley. I might as well have my pasta cooking. And I'm just going to go with a penne pasta here for no good reason. And that's got 8 minutes, so I'm going to set my timer, get my parsley chopped, get it into the sauce, and that should all come together just a little bit here. Okay, so in goes the parsley, which looks like a lot of parsley, and it might be, but I don't know. It's special. It's really special with the mushrooms. This is something, I don't know if this is a very localized thing or something chefs know all around the world or what, but the crew here said, oh yes, with these mushroom type sauces, you have to have the prezzemolo, which is the parsley. Now let's find out how much we added there. It just looks terrible now. It's just way too green for me, but it'll be good. Okay, so it was looking pretty good, but I decided maybe a little bit thick. So I just add a little bit of milk. I was showed just with the cheese, but I'm thinking that I like, milk and cheese go together pretty well, and milk seems to carry around a mushroom taste really well. So I went ahead and put a little bit of milk in there, and I think that's going to just let it get all over the pasta a little bit better, all over into it, and get into all the little nooks and crannies of the pasta a little bit better if it's just a little bit runnier. So that is ready. I got 2 minutes to go on my pasta. Okay, so something like 30 seconds to go here. I pulled out a piece. Needs another minute. All these guys, the definition of al dente is just a little bit more al dente than I like it. So I found that if I had about a minute for the cooking time, then it's where I want it to be. But the next time we see this, it's going to be going into that. Oh, I missed that last clip. I just mixed in my pasta and to the sauce, and I'm just getting it nice and well coated here before I put this. Now, if you notice on this penne pasta is the same thing as rigatoni, except the ends are cut off at an angle. You see that it has these little additional ridges on there? All these pastas are a little bit different for reasons. And they like to use certain pastas with certain dishes because depending on the sauce, that surface area soaks up the sauce and makes the flavor go into the pasta a little bit more. They call them, some cooks call them little sponges, the pasta, because they soak up the tastes. But there it is, all nice and coated in that, creamy mushroom and parsley. And a little bit of garlic in there. That is ready to eat. It's such an easy dish. You can even plate it up with one hand. So careful here. Nope, I'm going to spill a little bit. I should have kept my mouth shut on that, but too bad. So I'm going to have to maybe get a spoon here, and then we'll put a little cheese on it. So there it is. And now let's get a little bit of Parmesan cheese on here. Oh. I might even put a little pepper on it. And I don't know why. Let's just go easy on the Parmesan, maybe get some pepper then. I'll put my pepper on the outside. Maybe I can sort of taste the difference between the two, so work through it there. That's dinner. Okay, I don't know which I like better, with the pepper on the perimeter, or the provolone, or just plain. It's pretty easy to make, very good. I should have used that trick of using a little bit of pasta water to thin the sauce instead of the milk at the end. But the milk was just fine. It might actually be better than pasta water for, nice flavor. And yeah, that's good. And there's something about that parsley and the mushrooms. I just did not know about that combination before, but around these parts, at least in this town, the consensus is when you cook mushrooms, you use parsley with it. And yeah, I'll go with that. Bon appetit.